Hey, good afternoon. It's Friday. I'm leaving in a minute. Wanted to show you the progress on the Fire Warriors. So everyone has a shoulder pad. Everyone has the pink on top of the purple for Midori Squadron, Farsight, the Farsight side of business, I should say. Um, all of the major work is done. Got the pulse cannons loaded up. Do what I could. Some of the bases are missing corkboard, so I'm going to have to break up some corkboard painting and slide it into the bases. Keep them all uniform. However, I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. One of my students got a little heavy-handed with the NOAA oil. You can see it's so dark on some of these helmets, especially going to the back. And I did a little cleanup airbrush work, so I got to go back and redo some of the optics. Won't bother me next week. But I'm happy with the way they came out. And then I have to come over here. I have missile turrets ready just in case I find some devilfish somewhere for trade. This crisis suit, I don't want to break that arm because I don't know how easy that is going to be to manipulate and put back together. So I'm just going to have a crisis suit with a fusion blaster up in the air, I guess. Or I might just do two on one arm, like he's saluting. 3 DS9 pods. I haven't glued them all down. Trying to get it open with one hand or two hands. So what I did was I airbrushed a clear white primer with a little bit of a metal wash over it. And then I'm going to glue it down just to say I painted the inside. Some people don't paint things on the inside. Like all of my shoulder pads, I painted and primed one side, and the student that was responsible for it, I didn't QT check quick enough, so the underpads of the Fire Warriors are gray. Plastic gray. So when I was putting them on, I made sure that there was no opportunity for them to ever get ripped up. But I'm really proud of the quality work I was managed to teach 4 different students in 3 different age groups and how to get done. So much so today's been awesome that these Fire Warriors are all going to have pulse carbines. Down here is the bag for Midori Squadron, so I can start taking it home. I sold one of my extra army transports. Oh, sucks. Somebody broke something. Damn it, now I gotta go fix another drone. Looks like I don't have money. Let me pause the video real fast and then open up and I'll show you the fun stuff. Alright, got the bag open. So all of these suits are ready to go. These are my squads of suits. So I'm going to add the new suit and the other suit that I fixed last week. Or earlier this week, I should say. So this crisis suit, the new style, I like the new style. I've been seeing the complaints that other gamers have had about the new style suits. You only come with a set amount of options and only a set amount of poses, which I personally believe sucks. Because I like posability, especially maintaining flight status on bases. I bought so much brass rod just for that specific purpose. But I want to give a shout out to the guys at the Italian Empire group last night and this morning and today for helping me clarify outflank scouts and infiltration and how nasty it can be. So next week's project, all the Sunshark bombers, I started off with the bright metallic blue for the pulse cannon. But I wanted to do some different blues to symbol, show it look like it's powering up or powering down or in the process of firing. I got most of all of them. I like the way that the metallic blue from Creatix came out. I always use that blue for that effect. Taking a box with me. I like hanging out in my classroom on Fridays because I know it's the only time in the universe no one's going to come looking for me to ask me for a favor. Especially at this time of year. This time of year, last minute teachers and people that don't plan are asking me to burn DVDs, make movies, help them out with their projects, and they're interrupting me. Granted, I shouldn't be doing all of my hobby stuff at school anyway. And I'm going to darken up the rest of the remoras because they're supposed to be dragons or snakes or whatever. The mascot for the original military unit is. So, again, demonstrating the highlight of my creativity, I wanted to make sure that you could tell Pathfinders from Fire Warriors in my army. with the new updates that I'm doing. So what you see on your right are 3 Pathfinders, and what you see on your left are all the Fire Warriors. The helmet colors are distinguishably different on purpose because I wanted to have it set up to the point to where anyone coming by a casual table, or if I'm cleaning up, and I have a bad habit of leaving models places, is that I have such a unique paint scheme you can't miss it. So I have 2 squads of multiple Pathfinders, up to 10. What's going to happen is that over there on the other side of the table, there are some Pathfinders. And I think right here are the Pathfinders. Yep, I'm looking at the torso. That I'm going to have my 3rd squad. So that Tau formation, the infiltration cadre, I'll be able to run it effectively and holistically. And I'm trying to decide how much money I want to spend on GW. I was going over the formation last night at home and this morning, and I also did stealth suits today. Yes, the pride and joy of today's work. Almost forgot the highlight of today's work. I have to come do lenses and bat some cleanup and do some brown washing to give it the foresty effect. As you can see on some of the Fire Warriors, I don't know if the lighting's going to allude to this or not. Nope, not a good one to show you. This is a great one. I did a brown wash, the Vallejo rust wash on their pants because it was the perfect tone for a dirty, muddy forest, and did it, and it came out great. I like the way it looks. I'm trying to basically imply that Midori Squadron is a bunch of ghost assassins from the Dark Forest on some random planet in the Tau Empire. So hopefully that came across in the paint job. Now with the stealth suits, I basically mimicked the job from the Fire Warriors. I need to take pictures so I can load them to Facebook. Keep forgetting my phone can do that. My old phone, it was either you're on the camera or you're taking pictures. So I had these 8 metal stealth suits left over in my models bin at home. And I'm like, I'm not going to sit on them and waste them. I'm either going to trade, get rid of them, or do something different. So the plan came down to, well, in my gaming group, we haven't officially made a ruling. I want to put a poll up and see what it comes out to. Is the 6th edition Apocalypse book officially dead as far as our formations, and we're just using the core rules for Apocalypse? Or we're going to agree for each game which formations are accessible and feasible. Because either way, Midori Squadron has a butt ton of stealth suits. You can run them in squads of 3. You can give the Chasvray homing beacon, which helps deep striking. The reason why I'm thinking about this is because when I play my massive Fear and Loathing game, might as well call it Fear and Loathing, it's going to be almost 30,000 points of an army. Or we might condense it down to 15. Don't know, not there yet. I'm planning the rotation of what's going where and what my focus is going to be. I already know it's going to be half the table, whatever size table we end up playing on, whether it's a 12-foot, 18-foot, 24-foot, 6 wide or 5 wide or 4 wide. I already know the primary focus for myself will be getting the heavy hitters in my army down as quickly as possible in the right place as soon as possible. So I've been researching. I'm a research nerd. My Forge War order, to some disappointment, is going to get cut down a little bit to a lot because being an adult sucks and I got to pay bills. But what I'm looking at is getting 3 more Tetras, so I can bring Midori Squadron up to 8. Depending on how my experiment goes against other armies this summer, it might go up to 10 Tetras. Tetris with homing beacons are nasty. The other thing that's going in a Forge World order are sensor towers, tile sensor towers. And I finally agreed to get 2 107 Ravarnas for the simple fact that those are the only Riptide variant that gets super sexy with its only forced upgrades. And I say that for the simple fact that it gets positional relay, and it's forced to take the stem injectors. And I was watching an old video and somebody complained about it. I'm like, oh, you're forcing me to take things I may never use. Whoop-dee. Then when I realized what it was telling you, you can only take, I'm like, who cares? That's the best thing since sliced bread, literally. I want to fix a model before I go because I'm a mechanical type person, meticulous, mechanical. Almost the same thing for me. For almost 325 points, park it within 5 inches of a board edge, and then laugh maniacally as everything coming out of reserves comes in point blank precision, and there's nothing anyone can do to tell you no. And that's exactly why I'm in love with it, because I can literally, anything on the outskirts of the battlefield or in reserves, I can just drive on where I want it. So, planning for the worst case scenario of no terrain. I played a no terrain scenario and it was not fun. I plan to never do that again, because that was one of the roughest games I played versus Joshua Van Meter. And when I say there's nothing to hide behind, we used a bunch of old hills that were left over in the game store because we didn't feel like disturbing a tournament that was being run next door to go get some more terrain. All I have to say is Tau don't like being out in the open, and half of my army got wasted by his Reaver Titan. I gotta drill that. So much for fixing it today. Oh well. I gotta drill it, pin it, and put it back together. But that's kind of all the work. The kids are impressed. They broke some models. I've been in repair shop mode all day, and this is what has been painted. I did the fleur-de-lis symbol for 8 Fleur, the second Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Riptide, and yeah. So the Pathfinder squads are 2 squads of 10 with 2 ion rifles because I want that strength 7 AP4. I have to play a 3,000 point Apocalypse game versus Necrons. I'm looking for any ideas or suggestions. I'm going to post it up in a group. On the laughing tidbit, I fixed and got rid of the milliput on the Zeta 109, and I used my old gray stuff. So I was trying to do flames. I didn't have any sculpting tools. I did the best that I could with what I had, and this got a whole lot of hentai jokes and Viagra jokes, and I'm like, it's fire. And I painted it up to look like fire. You got the reds, oranges, and blues mixed in to bring out the essence, and the barrel's even a hot yellow or orange. How you get penis out of this, I will never know. Sad to say it. I didn't see it. I wish somebody would have told me, hey, nerdy boys who have never seen a better set of women are going to call this a hentai joke. Whatever. I'm over it. So, one of the guys on the Tau Empire group has a 109. I'm sorry, fighter bomber, the non-railgun version of a Tiger Shark. So do I. I'm going to start painting mine next week. Allergies are killing. I hate South Texas, but I was born here. Suck face. So, I hope this video was inspiration to you guys. I hope you guys got to see some of the quality of my work. Since I'm not working summer school this year, I'm going to paint and paint and paint and paint and paint. Because I want this army to look exceptional. I have to do the detailing on the DS9 pods. All the squads are color-coded with the optics. This is the DST one. Can't get the stupid thing to focus. Yeah, well. It's a red dot on top, gray one on off-white one on the bottom, blue on top, white on the bottom for the Zetas, then pink on top, green on the bottom for the AKAs. The fourth squad will be the SG Rose with the gold and the blue, so I need one more box. The Ethereal and the Crisis Suits out of the new Tau Empire box are going to go to Midori Squadron. I'm looking at an auction online for 5 new Crisis Suits from Canada. I'm not sure if I want to do it or not. Like I said, summer's going to be expensive. I got to go to a wedding. Boo. Not mine, but yeah, I got to go. So, again, hope you guys had fun. It's been wonderful as always to talk to you guys. Like, share, comment. Tetra video, I'm going to try to knock out this weekend just to get it done. And I have to take Tau home to do it. I got Tetras. Yep. So I'll try to, not this weekend. I'm going to sit down one weekend and plan it out. And I'll give you guys notes on what to expect in it. Make my life easier. So have a great weekend.